hope that you are doing fantastic. Thanks for joining for your daily reading for the 8th of January. This is my third reading today. I do dailies on a couple other channels, and I will always link those down below if I remember. But anyway, I like to link them below, and if you want to follow me on my other channels, then great. Please do so. So those of you who are returning, welcome back. I appreciate you also very much. Thank you for being a part of this channel. I couldn't do it without you. Thank you for being a part of my process and allowing me to be a part of yours. It's very much appreciated. Those of you who are brand new, listen, my channel is very intense, okay? Let me just say off the top, because I've addressed this a couple of times today. I always say that I'm intense. I'm not churchy. I'm not religious. I'm free spiritually. Okay, and to be free spiritually and have an awakening is beautiful energy for yourself to have an understanding far beyond just one track mind. Just you're going to go to hell if you do this or that. And the spirit speaks expressively. Being free is free. Okay, but being free is not being free. Oh, I'm free, and I can put my intentions on you, because that's a spiritual something as well. Then that turns into like a witchcrafty like stuff, and you think that you're gonna put your intentions on somebody and do something that's a violation of the true spirit. All right, but I do use living language. I do use the scripture in my readings. It is found in the tarot. If you did not know that, it is here. I teach it. All right, and I'm teaching and learning while I teach, and I'm just go and just do what I'm hearing the Spirit of Truth say to do. People call the Spirit of Truth Jesus. People call the Spirit of Truth the universe, the angels. I address him as Jehovah Elohim, maker of heaven and earth, the Lord of lords, the King of kings. Okay, he is my Yeshua, my prophecy. Okay, I believe he came and he walked among us, and he raises the dead. Okay, he can make alive and he can kill. Okay, he can do it all because he's source. Okay, and so that's who I am. You have free will. If you don't like who I am, you can click off. Okay, I'm always addressing the energy behind something. The problem is that some people open up to that energy, and it may look or appear that you and I are fighting against one another, and we are not. It's higher than that. Okay, some people don't get that. Some people have already crossed the line. They're sealed. They will never get that. Okay, Scripture says that Esau hath no understanding. Okay, so the spirit of Esau hath no understanding. So we're dealing with some people that are just kooks in their head, and they are. And Jehovah's shaking the wicked out of the earth every day. Okay, this is who I am. It's very intense on my channel, and I just don't put up with wickedness, especially when you've had to put up with it for 3 years and fight against demons themselves on the front line of things, because of where we're finding ourselves in prophecy, to have to go right down into the pit of hell itself and use the very things that even the world has twisted, and be a conduit for the Spirit to make every crooked way straight, because he said he's going to do that in the earth, and that all will know me. Well, all is going to know who the Great One is. Okay, and so that's who I am. And I love Jehovah, and I'm not ashamed of him. And people want to suppress and say, well, it's a free world, but it's free for us, but not you. Then they're in error, and it's huge. And I just give it to the Great One, because he'll take care of those people who think that they can be a spirit of Jezebel over you and I, and nobody else is getting judged as hard as I've gotten judged, doing the same exact kind of stuff that I do, or at least using tarot cards, and they're doing whatever they do, but I do it the way I do it, and the way I've been called to do it in truth. And I believe that there's other people who do that in truth as well, but there's also people who don't do it in truth. But there's also negative people in the church as well. Like I said, you can find any kind of person in any kind of organization, and Jehovah looks down in the heart. Okay. And so I'm addressing people like this. If you are new and it's very intense, I'm doing this because of some things that for the last couple of days I've had to address. Okay? From idiots and people who have taken the mark of the beast and don't care about their soul or their spirit, and they're not complete on the end. They're shattered. They're mixed. Okay? We're dealing with giants and giant issues that are still in the land today. And Jehovah is coming down and he's sweeping the earth and it all away for all their nasty that they think that they can do. Well, we can do it, but you can't. can. Well, we want what you have, and it's going to be ours, and we'll make you work for it. But by God, it will give you a little piece of bread. That's it. No, you don't get to do that to somebody. You don't get to do that to somebody. And I'm a voice for people who won't ever get up on a camera and get into your stupid faces and say, you ain't doing that to nobody anymore. And so, anyway, this is who I am. If you stay, you stay. If you don't, then I guess you go away. Jehovah's building this tower, and he can give and take away as he pleases. It don't make me no, never mind. I got to just do what he tells me to do. So, anyway, with that said, y'all, let's get into this reading. Happy birthday and happy anniversary if it is a special day for you. I hope it's fantastic, and I hope that the Great One just loads you down with blessings, because he does every single day load his people down with blessings. Okay, and he puts us on a path that gets brighter and brighter and brighter so that you can see. Okay, and so if you're on a path that's just dim today, tomorrow you'll see a little bit more and you'll come up higher. Okay, so anyway, Jehovah, I appreciate you today, and I just ask for your presence to just hover over us and lead the way as I know that you do. Take the wheel, guide it in all truth. Jehovah, what do you want to bring out here for this reading? Let's do a spread. I'll take one initial card and then we'll build off of it like we did yesterday. What do you want to speak about here, Jehovah, with this group of people that will find this video? What's the message? There's stubbornness. There just really is. So the sun is a force and an overthrow. This is love and romance. This is something right up in your freaking face. This is the sun is a star, right? But the sun represents a bright future for a new social order. It's something brand new. Okay, it represents the government, and the government of Elohim is coming in here and being set up. Okay, and so we've got the sun's positive. This is a positive outcome, people, and it will be positive because Jehovah's going to have his way. He's the one that gets to say. People, he does. And so we got the sun, and it makes things grow. And the negative of this is pride and ego. We deal with some people, it's just like, I'm going to do what I want, and look at me. And Jehovah's going to look at you, and I'm going to turn you, and everybody then is really going to see what that pride and ego was and your big fat fame and glory looked like. Okay, because when the sun comes, everybody can see it. Okay, and so you could be dealing with real hardship because the sun right now is in the 10th house, and that goes back to hardship and having to really just make you work for something. But it's very profitable energy. We have the Ace of Pentacles. This person here is setting down here and has dug something either up or buried something. There's something physical. For those of you who that's a death or something like that, I send you love and light. It's changed everything. If that was a child, because this go back to children, then it was, because this is a conception. At the same time, you know, this is a very profitable energy. If somebody had found something and found a treasure, then that's positive. There's a positive change here then for somebody. We have the King of Pentacles in the now position. This is a boss, a father. This is somebody who's very profitable. Okay, they have money to do what they need to do. They are very methodical at how they build something. They will take their time if they're in the upright. If not, if this is pride and ego and it's stubborn and oh my God, I will do what I want, and they just stuck there in some type of a fixed type of way. This is a fixed energy. That's why in the Hebrew it has to be forced. Okay, if something's right up in your face, if this is in the negative, this is a disgrace because it's witchcraft. It's somebody who's just stubborn there, and they built their kingdom off of burying things here and hid it. Okay, but something's really known. This King of Pentacles in the upright though is lovely energy for us. So the Eight of Cups came out in my first reading, and if you see, there's two people there in the doorway leaning on one another, and somebody else is walking away. The Eight of Cups normally is somebody who is they've invested in some stuff. This would be an investing energy, and they just desire to move on. Okay, and it's known at the top of the mind though that somebody has moved moved on, or there may have been third parties for some of you all, because there's love and romance and some type of a conception took place and it was buried or hid about it, or something real physical was involved in some type of situation where there were third parties for some of you all. Then that's what's showing. It's known at the top of the mind something was invested in, and some type of a traveling energy is here. Okay, so we have the King of Wands again coming out here. So we have two kings. So if there was third-party energies for some of you all, this is a player. In the negative, he's the other man. Okay, this is a spiritual leader, though, also. In the upright, this is lovely energy. He's very managed. He has his rod under control, and he will smite with that thing in truth. And I don't think so, and he will be in the right because he's managed with that. Because this will go back to, this is a lower version of the emperor, and I've seen two emperors today, which go back to fathers and bosses and husbands and things like that. Real masculine energy is here, especially with the King of Wands, because fire in itself is masculine, and so this is real masculine energy coming out here, going to take charge in something. If this is in the upright, he ain't going to lose, people. He ain't going to lose, because he's going to uphold the truth, and he's going to do it with love. And fire will go before the enemies of the wicked, and it'll burn them up. And there's fire on the earth here. If this is the same person, somebody sitting here with some type of pentacle, knows about some type of situation up here that's been invested in, he'll get up and take action about it, and he'll do it in the truth, and he will win. Okay, in the negative, this person is in witchcraft as well. Okay, because we got somebody who's stubborn then, that's held something back then from somebody and has done something or killed something or someone. Eight goes back. The Eight of Cups goes back to the 8th house, which holds this, and it goes back to death energy. Something's transformative here. It's also secret sexual things, and like I said, this is the other man for some of you all, but there's action showing here in the outcome being taken. So there are third parties. Okay, well, this was on my first reading. Both the 8 of Cups and the 3 of Cups has come out here. We got two people that have made an agreement to do something. This other person just said here, just have a good time talking, not, oblivious possibly to something that's taking place, because somebody back here did hide something. Maybe even physically put it in the ground, for all I know. If it's a person, it's a person in the ground, and maybe hid it, or whatever. If it was sexual, it was sexual stuff. I don't know, but there's some type of an agreement. There's third party. This is a celebration. We just came out of the holidays and stuff like that. That energy was really big in those readings that came out. All right, so we're going to go ahead and actually, Jehovah, you just bring out in this. So if you're new, this is like the good, the bad, the ugly, and things that you and I just don't cross the line in this deck. This has the living language within it, and things that the moral law states, if you do this, this is what will happen to you, kind of energy. Okay, so we have a queen or a mistress energy here that's showing up here. The word mistress is here. We have the other man here. Well, and something's taking place within that, people. The scripture says that brings a destruction. It really does. Now, can you be forgiven for that? Of course you can, if you do it quickly. If you do it quickly, if you made a mistake and you got caught up in something, then you got caught up in it, I guess. Okay, it is what it is. But if you don't forgive, you're not going to be forgiven and all that kind of stuff. But everybody's situation is different. But that stuff does bring a destruction some way, shape, or form. Something has caused somebody to have to walk away or something like that, or take action in a very passionate way within something. So we have binding and being bound, and there's a pledge here. There's a destroying energy here. Somebody got spoiled, and they've really withheld something. Again, if this is sexual stuff, for some of you all it won't be. But some of you all, if it was your wife that just is not a mistress, but some type of situation got involved and has caused you to do something towards somebody or to withhold something, then or if it was your husband that did that, then I guess it was your husband, a family member or something. This is soulmates here. The soulmates. Well, there is third parties. That stupid knight is showing up here. Has always got to do something stupid, and that's a rebellion card for me. But anyway, somebody took a pledge, and we got two people here taking a pledge, holding up their hands together, okay, and binding together to spoil somebody, or they already did. And if it's known about the top of the mind about this third party and what's been invested in, to have to get up and walk away, somebody is showing here getting up and taking action towards something. Okay, Burn. Now this is incredible because my second reading, the word was burn that came out. That's huge. And we have boiling in my first reading, and somebody boiling with pride and everything else was coming out. There's brimstone here. There's a rock. There's a sulfur that burns. There's also gopher wood that takes us back to the ark itself, like we're told in the prophecy that we would be as the days of Noah, but this time it'd be like a fire flood. That's why there's a boiling stuff. The gopher wood goes back to the ark itself in one of the wood types that the Creator told him to go to build this ark. And remember, Noah preached for like 100 years. I want to say it was like 100 years, people. And they mocked him. Oh, you said that 25 years ago, Noah. You said that 90 years ago. And 10 years later, here come the flood. And so, you know, we've had a lot of people. We had the priesthood come up as well in my second reading. And a prophet was there as well. And some people don't like the prophets when they tell the truth. Okay? And anyway, we've got something really going on here where somebody's bound up or is going to be bound up. The devil's going to get bound up, okay? His time's up, and he's going to get thrown in the fire, and everybody on that side, and with those angels, hell hath enlarged itself. Bye-bye now, because the smoke of those things are going to go up and up and up, okay? And there's action being taken in a very spiritual way here, in a positive way for those who are in the upright, because like I said, the emperor, the father figure of the universe, as above, so below. He get down here on this level and walk with you and I, just like he did when they threw Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the furnace because they wouldn't bow when the music was played. And King Nebuchadnezzar looked in there and he said, "Wasn't there 3 men that we put in there?" And he said, "Yeah, but there's a 4th man walking in and out of it." And he was saying, "We will go through this, people. We will go through it, but we will be protected through. We can't stop it." Okay, it's going to take place with or without our approval. Jehovah's got a plan. Somebody says, "I only have eyes for you." And there is a love interest here, and it's truthful, either energetically or knowingly, between two people that are in the upright. And if the third party of some sort has some type of stupid jealousy about some situation, or some people dealing with their exes, or just some, you know, we had the competition card on this channel yesterday come out, and it came out on my first channel. And somebody thinks that there's competition, but there's not. Somebody's taking the mark of the beast for some of you all. There ain't no competition for that anymore. You're out, whatever that is. But somebody does have a love interest. It's truthful. And so if Jehovah's going to put something together, it will always be put together, okay? For his sake, okay? Just to come together, just to have a good time. It's to do a work in the earth, people. It really is. So there's a police officer here involved. We had law everywhere. And we also have a bribe. Somebody took a bribe and it cursed themselves. Well, I want to look at this King of Wands real quick, and then we're going to call it a reading. The scripture says if you take a bribe, it will curse you. Something was illegal then with this pentacle, and government is here, okay? And something's brought up in your face about it, and it was around a mistress. For some of you all, third party is really, really here. And if a death occurred in the process of it, then it did, because we have destroying energy here. Something was very much corrupted. Somebody got spoiled really bad, and it caused a really bad travail within their withholding something, and that's cruelty, and that's nasty energy to do that to somebody. And somebody just literally, I guess, curse themselves for doing that. Show me this King of Wands, please, Jehovah. Oh, there's a lot on him. There's a lot on him, people. So the sun is here. There's the Jezebel energy as well. We have the sun, which is the cough again coming out here. We have big time government stuff going on. So if this person works for the government, he's in the upright, thank you for your service. And obviously we got the good, the bad, the ugly in any kind of organization. So those of you who are in the negative, you're going to freaking burn for what you did. You're not going to get away with it. All those who took the freaking mark of the beast and act like a stupid freaking beast and steal and kill and try to destroy people and good people and move in and being nymphs and everything else, you're out of here. We don't want you in our land anymore. Let Jehovah send a fire and burn you up, because he surely will. We do have the star here, and the sun. So the sun is a star, and so is the star. Okay, so we have the day star and we have the night star out here. And if this this star here represents in the Hebrew Lucifer. Okay, well, there's a devil energy. But it's the pay, it's the mouth, it's speaking, and something that's very much known, and it's right up in your face, and something just boom, just turning here. But the pay, if this is in the negatives of the star, it's bad luck. At the same time, it's being coupled up here with the sun, which is the overall energy, and it's going to overtake something that has been bad. We'll be turning around for something good, for somebody who stood in the truth. There's a big time fire coming here, people. It's really big here. All right. We had the Nine of Cups, a wish fulfillment is going to take place here. Somebody's going to rest after a broken heart. The defeat card is here with the Jezebel. Look here. Somebody's down here, okay? And Jezebel's here. And this Jezebel's going to be defeated because that's nasty behavior. Look, women, you can hate me all you want. Jehovah has an order, okay? And you women are trying to control your husband. You're setting yourself up for danger, okay? We have to be, and we don't, I'm not saying that, you know, women can't be bosses and stuff like that, and stuff like that, but it's a spirit of, you're gonna do what I want, and I'm gonna move you and bribe you to do, that crap is ridiculous in our earth, and that's dangerous, people. Jehovah's got a way about him, and he owns the earth, like I said, and you're either going to do it his way or you're out. You're going to get burned, because here comes the fire with or without your approval. So anyway, you women can click off if you don't want to listen to me. That's fine. Click off. I don't care either way. But I love the ways of the Most High, and this Jezebel is going to be taken out. The dogs are going to get Jezebel. I'm going to lick up her blood out of the land, and we're going to have upright women that if you have some type of something with your husband, if you can't sit down, and even if you're not going to get your way or you feel a certain way, and it comes down to, okay, well, choice has to be made, your husband gets that choice. And he'll have to deal with the consequences if he didn't go to the Most High to get that choice. Okay? That's how it works. But anyway, you can do what you want. But that energy right here, this card, it gets me. That is my Jezebel spirit card, and it keeps coming out because we are dealing with it in this time that we live in. So we have a person of valor that's going to stand up here, and if somebody's teaching something that's hard, then they are. This is a victory card. We are going to get a victory, people. We really, really are. I want to look at this word real quick before I let you go. Okay, so it's kind of amazing that this is being brought out on this reading, because on my second reading, the riverbank was there, and I just said the word riverbank, and the word that's out here is crumble and or a riverbank is being found here with the P and the Q. So we have two Q's and a P, person, place, or thing, first, middle, or last name. It could be prevalent to your situation that you're dealing with third parties and what's taking place with bribes and mistresses and stuff like that, and getting through your flood spiritually and having to, you know, build your ark so that you can get through it. But we got something crumbling here. There's been a restraint, and we had it come out here. Somebody has withheld something here. Something could have happened by a river. We had the river come out on my second reading with the temperance is the letter Nun, and it represents that itself. But something's crumbling here. There's something that's becoming wider and wider. It's stating here. The word the other direction is the condense of the sun. Okay? It goes back to talking about... So the condensing of the light at the sun when at the horizon, and the condensing of milk into curdles as well, going around the sun from one horizon to another. And so we're dealing with the circuits of the sun and things that have been going on for a long time, and now here we're at another reset and stuff like that. We got the new ages here and the ages to come. There's nothing new under that sun type of energy, but something is changing here, and it's being forced in a very big way because it came out twice, people. Remember yesterday on the outcome, we had lions just going at it, and I went over to my other channel and I did a reading, and the King of Wands came out over there as well. And the sun goes back to ruling over the fifth house of our chart, which is our heart. This is a big time heart. And you know, the word yellow in the Hebrew represents an issue. And somebody has an issue in their heart. Really bad. and it's just flowing and gushing out pussy yellow nastiness, okay? Because there's third-party stuff here. Somebody has literally bound somebody up with cords and cords of deceit, energetically, physically, emotionally, took a bribe, got into some type of bad nasty, and they cursed something, or themselves, or their family because of what they did. And now there's a burning and there's a fire energy, and you're doing people who is known or is front stage with stuff, and they got to deal with what's happened here. Okay, but we do have positive outcome, and we do have healing showing up here if people will allow it. But something is being condensed and broken down, and something brand new is coming around. Okay, and this is what's coming up here. So we do have a positive outcome then on this King of Wands in the upright King of Wands that are out there. So getting out of the mind, we are dealing with somebody who is mental, people. We really are. Somebody's cursed themselves. We have the mark of the beast, like I said. Somebody did something. Okay, this is a contract here with the Ace of Pentacles, and somebody did something with the contract, and they cursed themselves, and it's very much known about, and it's caused a freaking war, and it didn't pay off for them because they lost their soul, and they become very sore. They really did. But this is going to turn out good for whoever and whatever your situation is. So if you're in the upright, baby, then you're covered. You'll go right through that fire, and you won't get burned or smell like the smoke. Until next time, shalom.